Now, as parents, we're eternally grateful that we've been able to have children. But let's face it, when they've had kids, everything changes, doesn't it? And with research showing that unmarried women with no children are the healthiest and happiest, is it ever okay to admit that you actually miss your child-free days? I mean, it's a weird thing to sort of discuss, isn't it? Because so many people have struggles and all sorts of issues. So you would never want to say that. And I being 9 months in, can't even begin to imagine life now without this little bundle of joy and energy. But having said that, I had her later on, so I had a good old 20s and a good old 30s, and I suppose I don't feel like I've missed out on anything. So potentially maybe people do feel different if they've had little ones at a much younger year, you know, maybe it does affect you differently.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, my oldest is 11 now and Damara's 8. And you just, as a parent, you just get into the routine, don't you? So when you do get a chance to go out, like I did the other day, it was a proper night out. I got dressed up, I went to a club with my friend, we got a little bit tipsy, and we were the last ones to be thrown out.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, I know. And then we went back to the hotel room. I didn't even go back home. I went to a hotel and we stayed up chatting, and it was brilliant. It was so good. I'm doing it again very soon. And I just realised, this made me realise, I genuinely remember saying to my mate, I said, my goodness, I've missed this. And it just took me back to my uni days, and it was a really nice feeling. Not to say that I don't appreciate my kids, I absolutely do, but there's a time in everybody's life where you just think, I need to do something for myself to feel like a woman, normal again. So, yeah, that's kind of how I felt.
But I've kind of always done that anyway, and I think because there's 12 years between my kids, so... Ellie was always able to kind of hold the fort a bit if I popped out or whatever with Grace, because she was, you know, 14 or whatever when Grace was a toddler. And my mum lived around the corner as well. So I've always taken time to do things for myself as well, because I think that's really, really important. So many people I know, I mean, some people don't have a choice because they don't have the support system, but some people who do have the support system never use it. And then they complain and go, oh, I feel I've lost my identity and I'm exhausted. And I'm like, well, you've got people offering to help you out. Take it. Don't try and do everything and be everything to everybody. I think it's really important to have a night out, and actually a night out in your relationship as well, to go out without the kids and remind yourselves why you got married in the first place.
This all sounds like gobbledygook to me. It's like I had my whole life without children.
You look so smug there.
I know. I know, because all my life, my married friends with kids have always tried to say to me, you should have kids, you don't know what you're missing. I'm like, no, you don't know what you're missing. You're trying to mess up my life as well as your own. And I don't mean mess up, you know, because I know everyone, I love people who have kids. I love it. It's brilliant because the human race will carry on and I don't have to do it. It's fantastic.
Have you never, ever even slightly thought, not even
a murmur, not a whisper, nothing, ever. And
that's a no, then.
No. And I think, I've never regretted that either, not for a second. So I'm quite happy. And out of my whole life as well, I've only been married for... I was only married for 3 years out of my whole life. So my whole life has been a bit of a party, to be honest. And I find myself slowing down a bit. I only go out about 5 times a week.
But do you feel like sometimes you need a break from hubby then? Like, do you still want your own time?
Oh, no, yeah.
Well, totally.
You tried to do it politely, but you couldn't.
Well, the thing is, he goes to Australia to see his brother quite a lot. Well, not quite a lot, but twice a year. It's quite a long way to go, twice a year. So when he's going, I always pretend that... I was going, oh, I wish you wouldn't go, because I'm really going to miss you. And I'm like, well, have you booked that ticket? Because I love having the house to myself. I love being able to watch EastEnders without someone going like that. What's this rubbish you're watching? And watch back-to-back box sets that he just doesn't want to do. So, yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. I can eat horrible things and you know, it's great.
I've just had the house to myself for a week, and it has been glorious, because it's never... Gary's a real homebody, and it's never happened in the 20 years we've been together.
Never?
So, no,
What,
never.
what about the kids?
And he said, oh, I might, well, because Grace was away and, you know, and then he was like, oh, well, I might go somewhere for a week on my own. And I literally had my laptop out before he'd finished the sentence and got it booked.
Oh, here's somewhere.
You know, I love him dearly, but just to have the place to myself
it's nice.
has been absolutely just the silence.
Yeah.
The silence. I wouldn't want it all the time.
But someone not asking you questions.
I've kind of come out the other side now with my kids because, you know, my stepdaughter's in her early 30s, my daughter's in her late 20s, and Grace is nearly 16. So...
Yeah, you're
and I
still
love
starting
it.
again now,
I
aren't
love
you?
it.
Yeah, yeah.
I like it when they all come around the house with their mates and whatever and hang out. But I just really like having... It feels a bit like being in my 20s again, but obviously I need a lot more sleep now.
We've got some great comments here. Lee's saying, having money, going to the toilet alone, not having to clean up after a small feral army, being able to leave the house child-free without having to spend a month finding a babysitter who is free to look after them first. Yeah, I can relate to all of that. Jennifer says, I miss napping. I had a child-free weekend in October last year and it was amazing, but I did miss my kids and couldn't wait for them to be back. So some really, really fun ones.
Yeah, so you've got to kind of go away to miss them, I think.
Yeah. There's an awful lot of you saying that you really miss going to the toilet on your own. There's loads of you saying that.
And
Or
eating
indeed
food
having a
that's
bath.
hot.
Eating food, finishing a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the simple things that make us happy, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like we say, then you wouldn't have it any other way.
Exactly, we wouldn't have it any other way.
Apart from Carol.